Have you ever wondered why Terraria has collabed with 12 different games, but everyone just remembers like 3 or 4? Everyone knows about the Old One's Army or Don't Starve Together, so what the hell is a Falcon Blade? You probably just remember this sword as the one that comes out from iron crates, unless you're one of the 3 pixel Piracy fans. So the reasons people don't remember these collabs are because they are too obscure, some are objectively bad items, or you probably thought they were original Terraria items. Anyway, as the Terraria set that I am, I don't care about building or vanity, just how good an item. Just kidding, I will rate the Terraria crossovers based on how good their items are in terms of how easy they are to get and how useful or overpowered they are. A long time ago, back when we had Okram, Arc Wyverns, Cursed World Generation and other weird things. That's right, I'm talking about old gen Terraria, and back then we had the most forgotten collab. Even Relogic forgot about it. It's the Worms 3 collab that was exclusive to mobile, and right now it's only found in the 3DS version of Terraria. This is a weird collab, but hey, at least we got the holy hand grenades with a large explosion and the low damage of 600! Accidentally throwing this in your house was an experience every mobile player had. Pixel Piracy brought us the Falcon Blade that just sucks. It's not worth obtaining it. You can argue that it can be used as a good early game sword, but you get this from fishing. Fishing! Yeah, this automatically makes it worse. Its best use is for selling. Also, there's the pirate stuff, which is okay. It's not good, it's kinda bad actually, especially when we consider other summon weapon alternatives. At this point in the game, comparing the pirate stuff with the blade stuff or sanguine stuff, it's just an atomic bomb versus coughing baby. One Drop. This is the only non-game crossover in Terraria, as this is a collaboration with a real-life brand. They're yo-yo manufacturers, so obviously, when they collabed with Terraria, they added bows into the game. So obviously, when they collabed with Terraria, they added one-drop yo-yos into the game. If you've ever gotten a yo-yo and seen this thing on the tooltip, now you know that it's the one-drop yo-yo, and it means there is a real-life version of this yo-yo. Unfortunately, yo-yos in Terraria kinda suck, and the one-drop ones are also kinda forgettable. Only the Cascade and Terrarian are decent options, but at least you can buy the Terraria in real life to do this. The game Edge of Space gave us one new gun, and it's the SDMG, the Space Dolphin Machine Gun. This is one of the weapons that I thought were original Terraria items, until I discovered it's actually from another game. Anyway, the SDMG is a Moonlord drop with an insane fire rate and damage, as expected from an endgame weapon. Even though there is not much to do after Moonlord, this is just a straight up fun weapon to have, and if you're one of the few people that keep playing after Moonlord, have fun, or maybe use any of these endgame weapon alternatives. This is where the crossovers start to get really good. First off, we got an entirely new special seed with its own game mechanics and filter inspired by Don't Starve. Then we get an entire new boss, the Deerclops, but what about the weapons and items? These are also amazing. Let's go over the best ones. The Bat, which is a nice melee weapon. The best part about it is randomly getting it from a bat. Even if it's slow, it hits really hard. Now let's look at Deerclops loot, which are in a strange position in progression. Because Deerclops is supposed to be fought like post-evil boss, but you can just summon it as early as you want. And because it's the only boss that doesn't despawn after you die, you can technically brute force it until you kill it. First on its loot, it's the Pneumatic Horn, a strange ranged weapon with a lot of RNG. It's a little wonky to use due to how the projectile is, but it's not that hard to get used to it. Then we also have the Weather Paint, a support weapon that shoots a tornado. It may not be the greatest weapon, but it's nice to just shoot the tornado and switch to your main weapon for damage. We also have Lucy the Axe. If you've ever wanted to feel schizophrenia and emotional manipulation, we have Lucy the Axe, who will always talk to you, so don't ever think about replacing her or throwing her away. She will know, and she'll make you feel guilty about it. And lastly, the best item from all of the Don't Starve Together collab, the Magiluminescence. This accessory is easy to craft but provides the best buffs. It increases your movement speed, it increases your acceleration, and it gives light to your character. It's so good that taking it off in hard mode feels weird because the increased acceleration is that good. Palworld brought us fewer items than the other collaborations. They are also obtainable before any boss, but that doesn't mean they are weak. I think they're all solid options. Let's look at Cativa and Foxsparks, the two new summon weapons. Both of these are obtained in the same way, by traveling to the outer edges of the world, and there is a chance you might find two goblins who kidnapped either the Cativa or Foxsparks. Once you kill the goblins and rescue the Pal, they will become your new companion. Hachi from the future here. Why are the Foxsparks and Cativa so stupidly rare? I spent like 40 minutes with 10 times spawn rate, water candle and battle potion just to find one of each. The Cativa is a summon weapon that is okay in damage. If you manage to find it early, it may be a good summon before you get something like the Vampire Frog or Flinxes, but that doesn't matter because that's not the selling point of the Cativa. What makes it stand out is that it helps you with mining. That's right, it will help you mine faster. The Foxsparks is my favorite of the Palworld collab. Just look at how cute it is, and you can do this as well. Wait, I can do that in real life? Anyway, this is a really good summon weapon. Unfortunately, you can't summon multiple of them or make it stronger with more summons. But I think it's really good at how it is, especially to just have one while your other minion slots are doing damage as well. I think it's an amazing summon weapon and flamethrower. Next up, we've got the Dig Toys that isn't really a weapon or summon. This turtle thing that you can find in the underground desert is just free mining. You just let it mine somewhere and it will continue to do so automatically while you do something else. Really useful for making elevators. And finally, we have the Chillet, which is a mount that is quite easy to get. You can just find a giant egg in the underground to get one. And it's incredibly good by how early you can find it. The Chillet is way faster than any of the Hermes boot upgrades. When you're mounted on it, you get an additional 10% damage bonus. And it has a free dash. It literally has everything. So just go look if you can find one early. The first ever big crossover Terraria had, and it brought a lot of content into Terraria. A new NPC, an entire invasion event with unique enemies, mini bosses and one boss, plus a ton of weapons, armor sets and accessories. But are these any good? Yes, almost everything from the Old One's army is an amazing item except for the few useless ones. Let's look at these armor sets. These are extremely good for mixed class setups or for armor mixing to maximize your DPS. This is because the armor pieces have very high stats on their own and all of them boost summon damage regardless of class. Some are just a straight OP like the Valhalla's chest piece with insane regeneration. What about weapons? We also have some OP options like the Tome of Infinite Wisdom that can do this, Aerial Bane that can do this, all of these other strong options, and the ultimate support weapon, Betsy's Wrath, a magic weapon that reduces enemies' defense by 40, and it also stacks with Icor's defense reduction. All of this sounds great, but the problem is how you obtain this. You need to go through the entire event of the Old One's army, multiple times, just to get these amazing weapons. This invasion is long, boring, and actually really hard. I can't do it solo without relying on the platform Hoik glitch. Almost every single Dead Cell item is incredibly good, and they have the added bonus of being easy to obtain, unlike the old one's army stuff. First up on the list, we have the Alchemy Flask, an easy to obtain upgrade to the alchemy table. Just throw it in the shimmer and you'll get one. But the great thing about this is when you interact with it, you will get a buff that increases all of your potion stack. So this table is just a really nice upgrade with a simple click. Next is the Killing Deck, early hard mode magic weapon, which I feel like it's a bit awkward to use, but it deals quite a lot of damage by how easy it is to get, just buying it from the wizard during a blood moon. Then we got the Barrel Launcher, Ranger's early hard mode option, which is perfect for dealing with multiple enemies due to its area of effect damage. It also has no ammo, but requires good luck in order to get one from the pirate invasion. Barnacle Staff, a sentry summon item. It's okay, any sentry that deals extra damage is always nice. You obtain this from fishing. Never mind, it sucks. What about melee? Well, we all know it's Relogic's favorite class, so it obviously got the most overpowered one on the list. A weapon so good that I think could be nerfed soon. But knowing Relogic, I bet it will get buffed, and then the other classes will have their weapons removed and turn into melee weapons, because melee is the only good class in the game. Anyway, I was talking about the Flint, a melee weapon from the Dead Cells collab. It's a high damage single target weapon that is super simple to obtain, only requiring a few tier 3 bars and Hellstone bars. But once you use the charge attack on this weapon, it gets OP. It slams into the ground, causing shockwaves to come out. This deal insane damage, have infinite piercing, and you can just spam this attack, so just see how it is against multiple enemies. Here against the Destroyer, it's just too good. It gets a little worse once you're fighting Airborne Robots, but that still makes it incredibly good by how easy it is to obtain. So in conclusion, Palworld and Dead Cells are amazing, especially the Fox Sparks. I want one in real life to use as a flamethrower. But yeah, Dead Cells takes the crown of the most OP collab because its items are way too easy to obtain and are really strong by how easy they are to get. Thank you guys for watching, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!